BC. What's up, guys? I'm on here doing a spotlight video. Today is August 16th, 2025? And on August 16th, 1925 was the birth of one of the great piano players, Mal Waldron. I'm going to go through about 17 of his records, 16 or 17 of the records that I own in my collection. I don't have everything, but yeah, he's very, man, he's one of the artists a lot of people don't talk about, but then some people know who he is, people that's in the jazz realm. You know, him working with Dolphy, and yeah, he's Billie Holiday. You know, with Billie Holiday, he only did a 2-year stint with Billie Holiday. She hired him, and he was on this record here, Lady of Satin, 1958, which she passed away the following year afterward. His first daughter was the he made her the godmother of his daughter, Mal Waldron. He was born in New York, West Indies parents, and then he moved over to Jamaica, Queens, and you know he embarked on you know, the jazz career. It started really early. His parents had him playing the piano at the age of 6, which is crazy. That's, man, that's a great start, man, to be playing the piano at 6 years old. But yeah, I'm gonna go through all the records that I have by him. I have a few originals and some of the reissues, but yeah, I say I got a lot of the key ones, but I'm still missing a few of them. But I feel that I got most of the key ones. His first record is from 1957. This was a Japanese first press. I've never ran across a U.S. first press with the New York West 50th. But yeah, this is a Japanese press from 1964. It was the first Japanese press. And this one has stablemates on it. And on this one, you got Gigi Grice on here with Idris Sullivan. Yeah, nice texture cover too. This is pretty cool. This is the label. Almost paying homage to the Prestige label. But yes, Yesterdays and Stablemates. Probably one of the earliest Mal Waldrons that I heard. And then you go into the classic era, which is Mal 2. I do have the Craft. This is pretty nice, glossy cover. The Craft copy, Mal 2. This one features John Coltrane, and you can't forget Jackie McLean, Julian Elman, Ed Thigpen, Shahid Shahab, love saying that, and Idris Sullivan. Yeah. And Art Taylor's on here too on a track called I Don't Explain. That's a killer. And From This Moment On, and The Way You Look Tonight. From This Moment On was probably one of the earliest Mal Waldrons I heard. I remember discovering him when I was going through the jazz, listening to a lot of different jazz piano. But yeah, this is the Craft from 2023. I had picked this up. Yeah, killer record. And I do have, which everybody, I know people saw me post, you know, showing this. This is my original copy here. The original 1957 Mal 2. I bought this at Dusty Groove some years ago. A little wear, but sound, I mean, it's intact. Killer record. Mal 2. Yep, this is on the 50th, 446 50th. Pretty good copy, VG plus copy, man. Probably one of my favorite albums that you know, I had in the collection. But yeah, Mal Waldron, Mal 2. Then he had a Mal 3 that came out. I don't have the Mal 3. That's one I would love to get. It's like a green cover in Mal 3. I've never ran across that one. I haven't even seen a Japanese press, but I definitely will get an OGC if they reissue it. So I have that one, and then this one I picked up in Milwaukee some years ago. This is my original Mal 4. This is my favorite from the Mal Trio sessions. I love this record, man. I bought this from Acme Records on the New Jazz label. Deep grooves on both sides. Killer sounding record, man. Nice and glossy. Yeah, this lineup here features Addison Palmer and Kenny Dennis. But yeah, this is the back of the label. Mal 4 Trio, yeah. Oh yeah, Too Close for Comfort is another killer on the New Jazz label. Somebody wrote on here Marvin Nelson at the bottom. But yeah, this is my original copy. One of my prized possessions in the collection. I found this for way under what it went for. I found it at a shop, Acme Records in Milwaukee. And then you got 1960, and this was after Billie Holiday passed away. He did a homage, a tribute to her called Left Alone. Yeah, and this one is a 1971 Japanese press, a Polydor press. And he went with his, still with his main bass player, Julian Ewell. And then this adds for the drums, Al Duriris. But yeah, this is a gatefold copy, Japanese. Catwalk, all killer songs. Yeah, Catwalk is a killer. And then also, he does a cover of the Sonny Rollins staple, Arrogant, which is Nigeria backwards. But yeah, and Left Alone. Yeah. Great homage to Lady Day. And then 61 comes around, and then that's when he started, and that's when he met Eric Dolphy, and then he did a lot of the stuff with Eric. He did a few things with Eric Dolphy, and he was at the 5 spot. That's definitely definitely a staple for him. And then that's when he started branching out with his playing, man, the textures and the avant-gardeness of his playing. But yeah. And then you get into here, one of my favorite grills, the Quest. This is actually a second press, but I hold this one too as a high regard, a must have. Yeah, the Quest. And this is a second press. And the only reason you could tell it's a second press, there's a gate, or was it a, you have the deep groove on one side, and the other side is not deep groove. So this is a second press. A first press, it'll be a deep grooves on both sides. But yeah, this has the texture cover, and yeah, I found this at a record show, in the Hillside Record Show, the Chicago Record Show, for a mere $14 from a guy that was selling heavy metal. Would you believe that? But yeah, and this is when he started doing stuff with, you know, Eric Dolphy. You know, he's on the Eric Dolphy albums, man. That's like, yeah, the Quest. And then it had his classic Warm Canto was on there. So you know that's a major staple there, Warm Canto. And then early in his career, he wrote a masterpiece too called Soul Eyes, which Coltrane plays. And that's a killer too, Soul Eyes. And then they go all the way to 1966. And then you got this one, Mal All Alone. This is an all alone date for him. And I believe this was recorded in Italy, but this is a Japanese press, the All Alone from 1969. This is a 69 press. In mono, actually, on the Globe label. This is when Miles started really just, he was putting a lot of albums out within a year. In 1 year, he had like 4 or 5 albums. He's always recording. I love his textures. But yeah, the killers on here is the title track, All Alone. It's just him and the piano. His chording, his playing is so, I mean, it's just so deep. That left hand is a killer. He's one artist that people should definitely check out. The ones I'm showing, definitely take a listen to it. Um, if you're into a lot of, like, even Andrew Hill, if you like Andrew Hill, his composing, this guy can compose just right up there with him. He's really good. But yeah, All Alone, Mal Waldron. And that was 1966. I had found this when I did the VC meetup with Mazzy and them. This was on my want list. Sweet Love Bitter. Yeah, I know you probably saw me show this on the other video. But yeah, that's an original stereo. Nice killer copy. Dave Burns, Charles Davis, George Duvivier, Richard Davis, Alfred Duriris, which Alfred Duriris was on Left Alone, which I showed the tribute, Left Alone tribute to Billie Holiday. But yeah, this one here, and I love the track Loser's Lament, and Smoking is killer too, and Bread. 1967 original. And then also Free at Last, the 70s come. I skip a little bit later to the 70s. And I don't have Blood and Guts is another one I need to pick up. But yeah, I have this one. I remember buying this one. This is an original German press. And this is when he started playing with Isla Eichinger. He's like Eichinger is a killer. And you got Clarence Becton. But yeah, Free at Last. Yeah, Willow Weep for Me and Rock My Soul. This is when he went deeper and deeper in his playing, and a lot of sounds, very modal and far-reaching his composing. This is a original German copy, Free at Last. They do have this. This has been reissued maybe a year or two ago, but this has been reissued on and it's like an extended version. So you have all the extra stuffs on there. So definitely that one I haven't picked up. I still have my original of that. Then 1970 comes, and this is all he was already. I want to say is in '63, which I didn't mention. He had a nervous breakdown from all the stuff that was going on with him. He being harassed by the cops when he was doing shows. After he was doing sessions, he'll go outside and the police used to shake him down for the money that they earned. So he got really tired, and when he was playing with Dolphy, he started realizing a lot of people wanted to see him. They were familiar with his work. So he ended up moving overseas. So, and then 65, he moved to Munich. And then that's where he started really getting deeper and deeper into music. He did a lot of reading and started learning different languages. And yeah, he speaks German, Japanese. Yeah, he was very fluent. He started getting really deep into the ritual of playing and just studying a lot of the great pianists. But yeah, in 1970, he did an album called Tokyo Bound. This is a nice copy. No Obi, but love the copy. It has like a nice little booklet. Yeah, this is nice. I always dig this. Tokyo Bound. One of the cool Mal Waldron albums here. Love this. He had a fetish with the Japanese, man. He loved the recording over there. He loved the rituals that they did over there. So then he ended up hooking up with a lot of the Japanese artists, Yasuo Akawa and Takeshi Onomata on drums. Yeah, Mount Fujiyama. This is dope. Check that track out. And rock one for Jimbo San and Atomic Energy. But yeah, Tokyo Bound, 1970. It's an original. And in the 70s, he just was cranking them out. And then I got my favorite one I added this year, and this was a must. This is high up on his catalog of the great albums. Spanish Bitch. Yeah, that's with the title track. Spanish Bitch. And Eleanor Rigby, he does a cover on Black Chant and all that funk. But yeah, this one features Isla Inkinger again, and Fred Braceful's on this one. Yeah, love this cover, Japanese copy. Yeah. And then he followed that up. He hooked up with the krautrock rock band Embryo, and then he puts out this masterpiece a year later. This is like the one with the original cover. I remember there's another one, it's like a Sky cover, but this is like the original cover from what I was told. Textured, it's a textured cover. The Call. Oh, this one here is dangerous, man. This is Mal. Yeah, this is like a big jam, man. Killer Plan on the Globe label. Yep. Always love this, the gatefold on this one. Look all. And then after that, he goes into, man, Black Glory. And this is when he went back into, he stayed in that trio mode. His trio records are just really worth sought after. This one here, Black Glory. This one's nice. And this one has Jimmy Wood and Pierre Favre. Yeah. I love the cigarette. Yes. Yeah, this one has, it's like jams. This is almost like straight, just him just going crazy. Yeah, Sieg Heil. Yeah, that's the first one on one side. Then he does The Call again on this one with Rock My Soul and Le Gorille du Nord. This was nice. This is a US on Inja label. Got a few of those Inja ones. If you run across those, definitely sort it out. If you like a lot of avant-garde stuff and far-reaching stuff, definitely check him out. He's one of the killer players. Then I got this one here, 1972 on the America label. This was with him and Steve Lacy. Him and Steve Lacy's on this one. This is a killer record. This one has Steve Potts, Kent Carter, Noel McGee, and Irene on the cello. Irene Ayabai. Oh yeah. This is a nice one on the American label from 1972. Killer Mile stuff. And then I grabbed this reissue a couple of years ago. This is nice. If you ever run across this one, the reissue, this one is readily available. But yeah, this is a nice one. This is Reminiscent Suite on side one, and the name of the album is Reminiscent Suite, along with Black Forest on the other side. And this is with Tiramasa Hinu. Yeah, this is when he started just really playing with the Japanese players. And Uzi, Umaramura, and Motohiko Hinu. Yeah. Yeah, definitely check this out. This is a nice one. This is something you could play on a Sunday night, late at night, and it gets you relaxed. I always love this cover, like the birds flying. It's pretty dope. And then also, this one here, Records Clean. I don't know. This trip that I bought this looked like somebody was smoking cigarettes or something. I don't know. It's tripped me out, that little burn now. But look at this lineup: Reggie Workman, Billy Higgins. Who would ever thought he'd record with them? But yeah, and they sound awesome together. And check out that Up Pop the Devil, Spacewalk, Snake Out, and Changa Changa Chain. This is dope. And on the flute is Carla Poole. Yep. Now this one's smoking, 1973. And then my final one is another one with Steve Lacy. And this one is One-Upmanship. I grabbed this one. And this is on the Inner City label also. This is an American one. But the killer on here is the Seagulls of Christian Song. Oh, you gotta hear that. And this one has Steve Lacy, Makayo Nashoko, Jimmy Wood again, and Manfred Schupf. Yeah. Yeah. And that's my Mal Waldron. I'm missing still, I'm probably missing 6 or 7 or 8, maybe 10 albums from him. But yeah, he ended up passing away on December 2nd, 2002 of cancer. And yeah, he was living in Brussels, Belgium then. So yeah, Mal Waldron, aka Malcolm Waldron. Definitely check him out. But yeah, this is like a birthday thing. I always wanted to do this as a birthday tribute to him. And shout out to that. And thanks for watching, VC. Peace.